Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to this space where we explore the deeper currents of what's moving through our lives right now. I want to share something with you that I'm sensing so strongly as we move through these early weeks of February. There's a profound shift happening in the way we access our life force, our passion, our sacred fire. For the past several months, since late October, Mars has been retrograde in the signs of Cancer and Gemini, and this has been asking us to slow down, to look inward, to question how we've been using our energy and where we've been directing our precious life force. And now, as Mars stations direct on February 12th, we're entering what I call a reclamation period. We're getting our fire back, but it's not the same fire we had before. It's wiser, more intentional, more aligned with who we're becoming. Here's what I want you to understand about this Mars retrograde cycle that's been working on us. Mars typically moves forward with this beautiful, direct, action-oriented energy. It's the part of us that says, I want this, I'm going for it, I'm taking action. But when Mars goes retrograde, it's like the universe is asking us to pause and really examine. Am I fighting the right battles? Am I passionate about the right things? Where am I leaking my power? Where am I giving my energy away to situations, people, or patterns that don't deserve it? This particular Mars retrograde has been especially potent because it began in Cancer, the sign of home, family, emotional security, and our deepest roots, and then moved back into Gemini, which is about communication, thought patterns, and how we process and share information. So many of us have been revisiting old wounds around feeling safe to be ourselves, safe to express our needs, safe to take up space in our families and in the world. Let me tell you how this energy might have been showing up in your body and your daily experience. You might have noticed your motivation feeling scattered or unclear. Maybe projects you started with enthusiasm suddenly felt heavy or confusing. Perhaps you found yourself having the same arguments over and over again, or feeling like you were speaking, but no one was really hearing you. Some of you might have experienced unusual fatigue, or this sense that your usual strategies for getting things done just weren't working anymore. This is not because anything was wrong with you. This is because Mars retrograde was asking you to develop a new relationship with your power, your anger, your desires, and your right to take action in your life. Now, here's the beautiful thing about retrogrades. They always come with both shadow aspects and gifts. The shadow side of Mars retrograde can show up as suppressed anger finally bubbling to the surface, passive-aggressive patterns becoming more obvious, or feeling like we're stuck in old loops of conflict. But the gift side, and this is what I want you to focus on as Mars goes direct, is that we've been developing what I call conscious warriorship. Instead of reactive anger, we're learning responsive strength. Instead of scattered action, we're developing focused intention. Instead of people-pleasing or boundaryless giving, we're learning to honor our energy as sacred and to direct it toward what truly matters to us. As Mars stations direct, you might feel like a fog is lifting. Suddenly the path forward becomes clearer. Projects that felt stuck start moving again. Your motivation returns, but it's different. It's more selective, more purposeful. You're no longer willing to waste your precious life force on drama that doesn't serve your highest good. This is especially powerful because we're also moving through Aquarius season right now, which is all about innovation, authentic self-expression, and contributing to the collective good. So as your Mars fire returns, it's being channeled through this Aquarian lens of how can I use my unique gifts and passions to serve something larger than just my personal desires? Let me share with you some very practical ways to work with this Mars direct energy over the coming weeks and months. First, I want you to do what I call a passion audit. Take some time this week to sit quietly and ask yourself, what am I genuinely excited about right now? What makes me feel alive? What would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? And if I weren't worried about what other people might think? Write these things down. This is your Mars speaking to you directly. Second, practice what I call conscious anger. If you've been suppressing frustration or resentment, this is the time to feel it fully and then ask, what is this anger trying to protect? What boundary needs to be established? What change needs to happen? Anger is often just passion with a boundary attached to it. Let it guide you toward necessary action. Third, implement what I call energy sovereignty. Start saying no to commitments, conversations, and activities that drain you without giving anything meaningful back. Your energy is not an unlimited resource, and Mars Direct is supporting you in becoming much more selective about where you invest it. Fourth, begin a physical practice that helps you feel your power in your body. This could be walking, dancing, martial arts, yoga, or even just conscious breathing exercises. Mars rules the physical body, and as it goes direct, reconnecting with your body's wisdom and strength is essential. Fifth, identify one area of your life where you've been avoiding necessary action and take one small concrete step forward this week. Maybe it's having a difficult conversation, starting a creative project, or making a change you've been thinking about for months. Mars Direct is giving you the courage to move forward. Sixth, practice speaking your truth with kindness but firmness. Mars retrograde may have shown you where you've been too accommodating or where your communication has been unclear. Now is the time to practice expressing your needs, desires, and boundaries with both compassion and strength. Seventh, create what I call a sacred rage ritual. Find a safe space where you can express any built-up frustration, scream into a pillow, punch a mattress, write angry letters you'll never send, or dance it out to intense music. Let the energy move through you instead of storing it in your body. I also want you to pay attention to your dreams and any sudden insights that come through over the next few weeks. Mars retrograde has been clearing out old patterns in your subconscious, and as it goes direct, you might receive sudden clarity about situations that have been confusing or challenging. Remember, this Mars direct period is not about returning to old patterns of rushing or forcing things to happen. We've learned too much during the retrograde to go backward. This is about moving forward with intention, wisdom, and a deep respect for your own energy and power. You might notice that your tolerance for toxic dynamics has significantly decreased. You might find yourself naturally stepping back from people or situations that demand too much from you without offering anything nourishing in return. This is not selfishness, this is self-respect, and it's exactly what Mars Direct is supporting you in developing. As we move through the rest of February and into March, you'll likely notice your capacity for taking action returning in waves. Some days will feel more energized than others, and this is completely normal. Honor these natural rhythms instead of trying to push through when your body and spirit are asking for rest. Here's something beautiful I want you to remember. Every retrograde period is ultimately about returning to yourself more fully. This Mars retrograde has been helping you remember who you are when you're not trying to please everyone, when you're not scattered in 17 different directions, when you're connected to your authentic desires and your genuine power. You have spent these past months in a kind of spiritual boot camp, learning to discern between healthy assertiveness and aggressive reactivity, between passionate pursuit and desperate chasing, between honoring your needs and being selfish. These are sophisticated spiritual skills, and you've been developing them whether you realized it or not. As Mars moves forward again, I want you to trust this new relationship you've developed with your power. Trust that you can be strong without being harsh, that you can pursue your goals without steamrolling others, that you can honor your desires without being driven by them. You are not the same person who entered this Mars retrograde cycle back in October. You are wiser, more grounded, more selective about where you place your precious energy. You have learned to fight for what matters and to let go of battles that were never yours to fight. May your fire burn bright and clear in the weeks ahead. May you move forward with both courage and compassion. May you trust your instincts and honor your sacred energy as the gift it is. You have everything within you to create the changes you've been dreaming of. Now is the time to begin. The universe is supporting your reclamation of your authentic power. Trust yourself, trust the process, and remember, you have choices in how you use this beautiful life force energy that is uniquely yours. This content is provided for spiritual and educational purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for medical, psychological, legal, or financial advice. Please consult qualified professionals for matters concerning your health, relationships, and practical life decisions.